Okay, number 7 on the 7 steps of discipleship is the ability to suffer. Okay, and sometimes when you hear the word suffer, you automatically think of, torture or anguish or pain. Sometimes it's hard to, when you get a goal or you have a decision to be made that were to benefit the fleshly part of you, but however, it would withdraw you from the spirit part or the spiritual purpose that you feel drawn to. At that point, that's where it becomes a decision. That's where faith is made. Okay? We're going to take the reading from Matthew. In Matthew 10 verse 25. We're going to go, you can read 25 through 28 or 30 if you want to. We're just going to highlight right now. In verse 24, it says the disciple is not above the master nor the servant above his Lord. You got to realize when Jesus was here, he was here to show us an example. So he showed us, he said, hey, if it hated me, it's going to hate you too. That's the mindset of the world. It's not individuals. It's not a war against, he said we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but spirits and principalities and rulers in high places of the air, of the spiritual realm. So it's not an individual or a personal war where somebody, you have to ooh or ah or to people. That's where judgment comes in when somebody does this number right here. There's a reason why sometimes there's a lot of people that we talk to from day to day that would rather sit at home and live stream church rather than go in person. Number one is because they're receiving the part that they want to receive, but they're not having to, deal with even the possibility of this number right here. Any of the finger pointing, any of judgment, any of condemnation, of which through Christ, he told us not to have any of that anyway. He said to manifest love. He said that's where all men will know you're my disciples, that if you love one another, not whether if you're casting demons out or you're healing the sick or you're raising the dead. He said if you're loving one another, if you're manifesting true love, that's how you're going to know. And all men, not just you, but all men are going to know you're my disciple because you're manifesting love. You're manifesting true love. Love without any strings, anything that may benefit you. You're manifesting it for the root of the benefit of someone else, that they may gain and the ability and the nutrition that it takes to manifest productive fruit for someone else, just as you did. We reap what we sow. In verse 26, he said, and fear them therefore not, for there is nothing covered that will not be revealed, and that shall be made known, and nothing hid that shall be made known. So when we're looking at the suffering period, it don't necessarily mean anguish. There's a separation sometime when God calls us and we want to help someone. When we come and do the part of wanting to, help, and we're looking at, but this and, that's when it becomes, you have to reverence the other steps of forsake all. Okay, if you don't forsake all, it'll always be because of something. Well, I can't do it this week, Lord, because of this. I can't do this, this week, Lord, I can't help this because of this. It'll be always be because of something. That's where we've got to forsake all. And that point in all, when we're forsaking all, we've got to know how to take up our cross daily. And as we take up our cross daily, that's taking up the responsibilities that we have told God we would do for Him, for His blessing and for His guidance and leadership and for His abundancy and prosperity. A lot of the times we don't feel and don't see and don't experience prosperity, not because God don't want to give it to us, it's because we're not fulfilling our end of the goal, our end of the bargain. What we've told God and what we've promised God and asked God for, God wants to give it to us. However, there's requirements. He said much is given as much is required. So if we have been given the enlightenment that whatsoever we ask in His name shall be given, that means that we've got to know first our purpose. We've got to know the plan. We've got to know that we've got to take up our cross daily. We've got to deny ourselves, and we've got to make sure that we're manifesting love and the ability to help someone else. That's when God manifests. That's when we're made whole. That's when we're looking at and seeing of what's required of us. When we ask God for something, think not that when we ask for something that something is not required or in return. Much is given as much is required. So take these 7 steps of discipleship and apply them to every facet of your life, whether it's in your job, and whether if it's in spiritual, whether if it's in trying to feed people and help, whatever your vision or whatever your goal is. He said, without a vision you perish. And so with the vision that you have, you manifest it. You take the glory of God. It is your birthright. God has ordained you to manifest that. If He's given it to you, then He's given it to you to see it through and manifest it. So you manifest it and you thank Him for it. You thank God for the glory and the manifestation of enlightenment that He has given you.